Welcome to the Incompetent Griller, where I'm going to teach you, an incompetent griller, how to look like you know what you're doing when grilling in front of your family and friends. Today we'll be grilling a medium-well sirloin steak on a Weber Kettle grill. If you've watched this channel before, you know that any good grilling experience begins with heating your coals in the chimney by committing arson to some newspaper. For today's cook, make sure your top and bottom vents are both set to wide open. Longtime viewers may also remember that I added a sirloin steak to my ribeye video because my youngest doesn't appreciate the delicious marbling of a ribeye. I've been told that I may have been a tad harsh in my judgment of her choice.
This isn't a steak. Why would you call it that on your menu?
While I still wonder how I failed her as a father, I recognize that not everyone has an eye for ribeye, in which case the sirloin cut can be a pretty decent replacement if seasoned and grilled properly. Step 1. Go shopping for Kinder's brand seasonings and select one that sparks joy for you. If you can't decide, I highly recommend their buttery steakhouse seasoning. You can't go wrong with that one. It's so good, you'll probably write home about it. Today I'll be using Kinder's prime steak with black garlic and truffle seasoning, because my wife is feeling fancy.
Ooh, fancy!
And she deserves it for all she puts up with from me. Spoiler alert from future me. This seasoning was pretty good.
Pretty darn good.
Sprinkle the seasoning generously on both sides of your steaks, then let's head out to the grill. Side note, these 8 steaks were meant to be 4 manly-sized steaks. At least, that's how they looked in the packaging, but perhaps it's my fault for not looking more closely to see they were cut in half and pushed together. Since these steaks are for my kids, we're going to cook them medium well, as I'm still in the process of teaching them to appreciate rarer cooked steaks. So don't go to the comments and tell me how much better a rarer steak is. I already know. Eventually I'll train them to eat the meat right off the cow.
Good evening, madame and gentlemen. I am the main dish of the day. May I interest you in parts of my body?
Huh?
I was planning on a 6-minute cook per side for what I thought would be larger steaks, but since these are smaller, we'll stop at about 5 minutes per side. If you're only grilling steaks today, go ahead and pour the coals in the middle, then put the lid back on for a few minutes to get the grate hot. However, if you're following the baked potato video I released previously, link in the description, place the coals to one side, as you'll be using the direct heat to grill your steaks, while the potatoes cook on the indirect side. If you're using this method, your grate is already hot since the potatoes have been on for a while now. With the grate hot, place your steaks on the grill, then put the lid on for 5 minutes. If you want it rarer, change this to 4 minutes per side. During these 5 minutes, no matter what happens, don't take the lid off. Even George Washington knew to leave the lid on, which is why he crossed the Delaware, to avoid the temptation of taking his grill lid off. He knew the wisdom of the words, if you're looking, you're not cooking. To keep yourself from giving in to temptation, you can spend the next 5 minutes learning origami. There are several videos on YouTube, or you can slow down this video of my daughter making a boat. Or maybe a fancy hat. I really don't know, but it would probably take me at least 5 minutes to make one myself. Once those 5 minutes have passed, you're going to inhale the delicious scent of steak. Pause for a moment to thank whatever deity you worship for your sense of smell. Then, open the lid. Flip the steaks over, being mindful to move them around if some got a little more scorched than others. Then cover them up for another 4 to 5 minutes. Any more time than that, and you might as well be cooking a burger for your kid instead of wasting a good steak. While you're waiting, go ahead and make another origami creation. If you suck at origami, just make a paper airplane. Once you're done, bring the steaks inside. These look delicious. For a medium well steak, you should be temping at around 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Since we're right around there, we are good to go. As you can see, there's just a touch of pink in the center, just like a medium well steak should have. To be honest, if I hadn't made these for my kids, I'd probably eat them myself. I'm going to stop this video now and grill myself a ribeye. Though I'll probably take a bite or two out of these as a dad tax, because I need to make sure my kids aren't being poisoned.
Dad tax.
Let me know of your own successes down in the comments after trying this method yourselves. Have a great day.